When I was a junior in high school, my family had the honor of hosting an exchange student from Thailand. Um, Mai and I became very fast friends. In fact, we very quickly were calling each other sister. I'd always wanted an older sister. She was 3 months older than me, so it was perfect. We did everything together, and the 10 months that she lived with us just flew by. And at that time, email and the internet really wasn't that reliable in Thailand or in America. So we really stuck to calling each other and begging our parents for calling cards so we could call each other. And I always had just this gut feeling when the phone would ring at this odd time, because it was a 12-hour time difference, that it was her. And there was one morning where I heard the phone ring. It was like 7 a.m. on a Saturday, and I'm like, who's calling? And I'm like, it's Mai. And it's Mai. And I screamed, I ran downstairs, answered the phone, and of course it's her. And we would always chatter like teenagers would, and she knew all my friends from high school, so like who's dating who. And before we got into that though, she stopped me and said, hey, can you put Mom on the phone too? So I'm like, of course. So my mom picks up another line, and she says, so I have some news. My mother was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and she just passed away. And not being able to give her a hug was one of the worst feelings of my life, because I just wanted to be there for my sister. She assured us that she was okay, and I gave my own mom a hug, and that was that. So many phone calls and horrible phone bills for our parents later, and 7 years had gone by, and I finally decided I'm going to go over and visit her. This is going to be a fantastic trip. I'm in hour 5 of a 14-and-a-half-hour flight, and I realize I can only say hello, thank you, and shit in Thai. And that's not going to get me anywhere. I'm like, what am I doing? I've only had phone conversations with this girl for 7 years. We were in high school. We're college graduates. We'll have nothing in common anymore. What am I doing? I get there, though. It's midnight. It is the hottest month of the year in Thailand, which I did not know when I booked the ticket. But I see her, and we do this ridiculous slow motion run toward each other, and it's like no time has passed, because we're sisters. So of course we pick up right where we left off, much to the embarrassment of her father, who's a very proper Thai man. So they pick me up, and we're going back to their house, and they think it's hilarious that I want pad Thai in Thailand, so we go and we get pad Thai, and I'm like, but it's midnight and I haven't slept on the plane. It's been traveling for 36 hours. I don't know what I'm doing. Please let me sleep. But no, I had to eat the pad Thai to be polite, which was very delicious. And we go up in her room, where thankfully there's AC, and I'm like, all right, just let me sleep. And instead she goes, hey, Hal. Yes, Mai. Remember when I called you and I told you that my mom had died? I'm like, well, yes, I did remember that, and I'm awake now. And she said, I wasn't calling to tell you that she had died. I was calling to say goodbye. Because when my mom died, I lost one of my best friends. And I didn't think I could go on, so I was going to kill myself. And I thought I had to call and say goodbye. And I don't know what to say, so I just curl up on her bed with her and give her a hug, and we're both crying, as you would, I think, in that situation. And she said, but I heard your voice, and I heard Mom's voice, and I knew I had to stay alive because I had to see my family again. And it gave her enough strength to just keep going that next day and the next day. And it made me realize how important it is, especially now as we text all the time with each other at odd hours still, but that it's really important to pick up the phone and be there for someone and hear that voice. But because of that interaction, our very close relationship, we have, again, graduated from phone calls to emails and text messages. But I did just come back from Thailand again, 7 years after that first trip, where she was married, surrounded by her family, all of her aunts, it was just this very special, amazing occasion. And I think that's all I have, so thank you.